Hey guys, it's Annie and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be sharing some foundation and highlighting tips for mature women. You, me, we're going to get into this. As I am talking here, you're going to see me applying my makeup and I'm going to be sharing some tips with you on all of this. I shared a whole video on makeup for mature women. I will link that below, but I'm going to be sharing some different tips in here. Some of these you might already know, some of them you may not know. First, when you are looking for foundation tone, I honestly would recommend going in and just getting checked. Have somebody help you at a department store or, Ulta, Sephora, whatever, wherever you get your makeup. I know so many times I don't always put my color down and people want to know what my color is because I think I look similar, but you have to remember I'm in front of lights. I may not be the same skin tone as you. You really should get color matched. If you have warmer skin tone, if your color is warmer, then you're going to look for warmer undertones. If you have cooler skin, then you're going to look for cooler undertones as far as the foundation. But I cannot recommend enough to go in person and get a check. You can get color matched online. A lot of times companies will even have it on their site, and there's sites that you can put in a color that you already got matched up and you can do it that way. It's a good guide. I wouldn't say it's 100% because sometimes colors can still be off, so I still think you should go in person and get it. That's just my recommendation. You always want to make sure that your skin is prepped. Mature women usually have dry skin or dry, oily combination skin. Some of us, I know some of you guys said you have normal skin and you are really, really lucky because most of us do not. You always want to make sure that you're prepping your skin. I always make sure that I use sunscreen. You always want to make sure that you use some sort of the moisturizer underneath your foundation. Even if you have oily skin, you still want to make sure that you are wearing a moisturizer underneath your foundation. Now, if you have any redness, then you can color correct that before, because here's the thing, I've said it before, but I just really want you to understand this. When you are applying your foundation and you have redness or you have pimples or whatever, really what your foundation is doing is just evening out that skin tone. Now, if you have a lot of redness, then you can use something like this. This one is from Chanel, but there's other ones out there. I'm just sharing what I have. This one is from Chanel. This is a color corrector. This is the Le Blanc Base de Tint color corrector. This one has an SPF of 40. You can use something like this to color correct. So if you have some redness, I don't use this all the time, but there are times that I feel like my skin looks a little bit redder, so I will use this. It will cancel out that redness, and then when I put a foundation on, then it looks really nice. Other thing that you can do, oh, by the way, really quickly, anytime you see, like this has an SPF of 40, which is great. And there's foundations that have sunscreen in it. Please don't rely on that because that sunscreen is put into a foundation, so then it's getting diluted, so you're not really getting 40 SPF protection. So I just want to put that out there. It's really, really important. I just think of it as a little extra bonus that I get. That's how you gotta look at it, but you can't rely on it. Please always wear sunscreen, please. That to me is the best anti-aging that you can do, is to put a sunscreen on your face. You're not putting on foundation. You don't want to keep piling up. Like if you have redness, you don't want to keep putting it on because you're going to have caked up makeup and that is going to age you. So you want to color correct your skin. You might want to look into some skincare too that's going to help with your redness, so you don't have to worry about that. Vitamin C is a good one that helps with redness. Some foundation, now, if you feel like you're doing all that but you still have some redness, some foundations that you can use, but you just have to go easy on them because you just don't want to build up your makeup because it's very, very aging. I think even to younger girls it's aging, but especially to us ladies because we have lines and wrinkles on our face. It's not as smooth as it used to be. And so it's going to settle in there, so you just don't want to do that. A couple of foundations that I think are really nice as far as full coverage is the Estee Lauder Double Wear. The YSL is really, really nice. And also the one from IT Cosmetics that especially is made for women that have rosacea, because I know the previous, because she's not the CEO anymore, now I can't think of her name, from IT Cosmetics came out with that foundation because she had rosacea. You don't want to keep on piling up makeup. That's just a foundation. That's not what foundation is for. Again, it's just to even out your skin tone. That's all it's supposed to do. You can use a mineral color corrector and I will show you. And this is the one This is the one that I have from Color Science. It's a powder, and I use it on my scar. I use it on the sides of my nose. Sometimes I put on my whole nose, but I haven't been doing that as much lately. And if I have any redness, like I have a little something there and there, which you can't see because I put this on. So it's just a powder. It's just a powder. I use these two because these two cancel out red. There's some that cancel out blues and purples. You can use this under your eyes. Although for a mature lady, I wouldn't recommend it. I just don't like to put powders under my eyes because it just ages me. It just looks crepey and icky. I don't do that. You just use it in the areas that you need it. And you're going to just be using a foundation to even out your skin tone. You want to apply it lightly. I usually will apply it to my beauty blender and then I will dab it on. It's just the way I do it. I just don't want to like put it on the back of my hand and then I have foundation on the back of my hand. So I just put it on my sponge and I just dab it, and that's why I do it that way. It's not like I'm getting better coverage or anything like that from putting it on here, but that's just how I do it. I put it on here and then I dab it in. And I want to say something about this really quickly because I recently cut up one of my beauty blenders. This does not absorb foundation. And you want to clean this every single time before you use it. So every time before I use it, I clean this off. And I wring it out with my hand, then I take a towel and I wring it out again. So that's how wet you want it to be. You just want it to be damp. You don't want it to be soaking wet. You never want to use this dry, and you always want to clean it every time you use it. This is one of my older, this is one that I used to use, and you can see the difference when it's dry and when it's wet. And you can see the top part. Can you see? I'm going to get closer so you can see. Can you see how that looks? And this is the inside. So I cut open, you can see there's no foundation that gets in there. So I hear that all the time. People are like, I don't like to use a beauty blender because it soaks up. It doesn't. It really doesn't. I think that if you feel that it's soaking up too much of your foundation, then you're not using it right. It must be too dry or it's too wet. I don't know what to tell you, but I know that I've never had that. I've never felt like it did. It's really my favorite tool to apply foundation. And the reason for me is this. If I use a brush, and I love the one from BK Beauty, and when I use this, I usually stipple it on, but I don't use this very often because I have dry skin. And when you have dry skin, if you take a brush and you're going like this, and even sometimes when you're stippling, it's going to make that dry skin look worse. So I just like using a beauty blender because I'm pushing it into my skin. I'm not disturbing anything that's dry. And on any pores that I have, I'm pushing it in so it looks more seamless as opposed to putting it on with a makeup brush. That's just me, myself, and especially on mature skin, I just feel like it works better. You don't have to use a beauty blender. If you use a different sponge and you like that better, that's great. This is the one that I use. I've tried other ones. You know how we are about our tools, ladies. I mean, you are probably the same, right? I'm sure you are. I'm sure there's certain things that you're like, non-negotiable. I've tried other ones. I do like the one from Sigma. I tried the one from Morphe. I like those, but I always come back to this. I just really, really like this one. So that's what I use. That's what I get. I use it for longer than you're supposed to. I'm just going to be honest with you. I do, but I really keep it clean. So yeah, so that's the key for that. But if you want a skin-like finish, you can use something a little bit lighter, like my Chanel that I have, the Sicily foundation that I have. Those are really nice. I love my Chanel. You guys know how much I love this. These to me are all very skin-like. They're really, really light foundations. And I feel like on mature skin, it's really, really important to wear your makeup light, blend it out really, really good because you want it to look like your skin. You don't want to look like a mask. My makeup does pretty well, even on really humid days, and I use very little. And there are days, ladies, that I don't put foundation on my whole face. I might just put a little bit of foundation on areas I feel like I need it to even out my skin. I blend it out and that's all I do. So I don't put it all over my face. There are days that I just use concealer and I just put concealer under my eyes, put it on a couple areas and go too. I just want my skin to look like my skin if somebody sees me. I don't want it to look like I'm wearing a mask. Always blend it out to your neck as well. Occasionally I will use a cream. With that, I don't like to use a beauty blender. I just don't think it works as well for that. You have to use a brush. But if I do, then I'll go in and I'll do that stippling motion. If you have really oily skin, you can use a setting powder on your face to set your makeup. Be careful with that if you have dry skin. And if you feel like you have really, really dry skin, then I would skip it. I always like to add a little bit of powder, even though I have my dry skin, but I will concentrate areas I know that are going to get oily. So like in here, I'll do a little bit of powder in there and on my chin, but I won't do all over. I won't even do all over my chin because my chin lately is dry. Something that you don't have to use that's nice is a finishing powder. So a setting powder is going to set it. A loose powder like this is going to set your foundation. A finishing powder is just going to finish it. So if you feel like when you're done, you just want to give your finish a little bit more of a flawless airbrushed look, that's what a finishing powder will do. It's really, really light, really pretty. So let's go on to highlighters. Highlighters you have to be really, really careful with when you're a mature lady, but they can be beautiful on your skin because what it does is it reflects the light. So when you put it on, you want to put it in areas where it's going to reflect the light and lift. All right, so you don't want to do the nose thing and that's just save that for the young girls. I just feel like it's too much. When you're a mature woman, we just want to look like, even though you're wearing makeup, you kind of want to look fresh and alive and glowy and dewy and just really put together. And you don't have to put all that stuff on your face. And I think it actually ages us if we go too crazy. There's a couple that I like to use and that are really pretty, and there's some that are pretty, but you just got to be really careful with. So let me show you the one that's careful with, and I'm going to tell you a tip that I do too. This one is from Persona, really, really pretty highlighter. See if you can see it on you just have to be careful. This one's gold. Some of them will have more of a purple or pinker undertone. This is pretty, but this one you have to be careful with on crepey, dry skin. That's the thing with some of these, and I've been leaning more towards liquid as opposed to dry. Like I said, this is beautiful. I got this one from MAC several years ago. This one is a really nice one because it's very, very light. It looks like it would be dark, and actually it's really, it is light. Yeah, it is really, really light. But this is a pretty one. So powders are nice, you just have to be really careful. I can't stress that enough. So if you're looking at your face and you feel like it looks a little bit dry and crepey in there, you don't want to put a powder on it. You just don't. It's just going to make it look textured and crepey, and you're going to age yourself. So you don't want to do that. That's the thing about powder, you got to be careful. Think about dewy, youthful skin. It's glowy, it's shiny. That's what we want. This one is really, really nice. It does show a little bit of more of a purpley undertone to it. So if you don't, I can wear warm and cool tones. I'm lucky that way. So, but this is what it looks like. So squeeze it, see if I can, oh gosh, squeezed all over, wait. So you squeeze it, it looks like this. So it's a liquid, it looks like white, but then when you put it on and you blend it out, it's really, really pretty. This is something that you can use under your makeup or you can use over it. And if you use it over it, then you're only going to want to use it at the high part of your cheeks right there. So that's a really, really pretty one. This one is from VDL. So it's a nice cream is what I'm saying. You want to look for something creamy. Shimmer is okay. You just do not want to put glitter on your face. You don't want to put glitter on your face. It's just going to make everything look old and crepey, and we don't want that. So this is another one. This is from Charlotte Tilbury, this Hollywood Flawless Filter. And the other one that I like is the one from Chanel. So these are both really, really pretty. So here's a little trick for you. If you have a blush, doesn't have a shimmer in it especially, what you can do is take one of these. I would say this one over this one. This one's a better finishing one, so I'm going to say this one. This one you can put underneath. You can put it right up here. So you always want to put your either your contour, which I'm a contour, bronzer, your blush, and your highlighter. So you put your highlighter on first. You put it on with your beauty blender, so you're just dabbing on. Take your beauty blender and you go like that. Then you take your blush and you put it on top. And it gives you this beautiful lit within look. It's really, really pretty. I used to do that more when I was using a powder blush, but now I'm hooked on my Daniel Sandler, which I love. Those have a shimmer in it, so I haven't been doing that. But it's a really, really, really pretty look. So again, you want to put your highlighter right up there. I don't know if you can see, I've already put my highlighter on, but I'm going to put just a little bit more so you can see this. So this is the Chanel, and I'm just going to put this on my finger. And again, see where I'm putting it? I'm putting it right here on this bone. And what's going to happen, do you see that? What's going to happen is when the light hits that, it's going to, your eye is going to go there, and it's going to make my cheekbones look a little bit more lifted in that area when you do that. So again, you don't want to put highlighter all over your face. You just don't want to do that. It's just aging. I feel like the less foundation and all that we put on, the more natural our skin looks. And I am going to zoom you in so you can see what my face looks like, what my makeup looks like close up. So if you were to see me in person, and that's the big thing for me too. When I share my makeup on my channel, when I share it on videos, I wear my makeup the way I do in the real world. So if you see me, this is what my face looks like. I don't wear a bunch of makeup on here. The only thing that I don't do all the times, I don't use as much eyeshadow every single day. It depends on my mood, but I go lighter on that a lot of times too. So let me zoom you in. Okay, so see how I have that glow? This light is not on. I have two umbrella lights. It's cloudy outside today, and that's behind me. Otherwise, I would just be a big shadow. But do you see how my skin looks? How it looks really glowy? That is what you want. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope this was helpful and informative. Please make sure that you share this video. You can share it to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest. Just below you'll see a button that says share. There's so many different places that you can share it. I would really appreciate it. I know this would be so helpful to other mature ladies as well that maybe don't know about my channel, so please share it. And if you are new here, would love to have you join me. I share new videos every single week, so hit that button below, hit that subscribe button below, and also make sure you click that notification bell, set it to all so you won't miss out on any of my content. We would love to have you here. It's positive, encouraging. We all help each other in the comments. Thank you guys so much. I will catch you all in my next video. Bye.